Here on a leisurely Thursday morning in the Bay of Kotor in Montenegro with our friend and Montenegro property maestro, Anka.
Thank you.
Good to have you here. So we're going to go and see in this video 3 luxury properties here in the Bay. Tell us what we're going to see.
First luxury property we will see in area Krašić in Tivat, a very nice villa, which is around 800 square meters directly in the sea with the mooring for the yacht. The other property which we will see is in Perčan, Kotor, protected UNESCO city. Very nice villa, fully furnished, done, first line to the sea. Third property is a little bit different than the other 2 because third property is like a very good investment, need a renovation in Dobrota, sunny Kotor area. House is really good for investment because there is a possibility to do the small restaurant, like a cafeteria on the ground floor, and 2 other floors is good to make small studios or apartments for rent.
You're the undisputed Airbnb expert, short-term rental expert in the Bay on the coast of Montenegro, and that is one you said there's a lot of opportunity for rental.
Definitely,
there.
Yes.
So this to me is a great place to live. I've been saying since I've been coming here for 6 years, what a great place to live. Very tax-friendly place to live, but also a decent place to invest. And I think a lot of opportunities are coming up. So.
Yes, definitely. Very good place to invest. People are coming here from all the sides of the world, different sides of the world. A lot of tourists coming during the whole year, not just during the season. Very popular place to invest, and more people are coming to invest here.
Well, let's get in the car and let's do it. Let's see the Bay.
Let's go.
When people ask me what you do, it's always so challenging because you're not a real estate sales agent, but yet you helped me get a pretty good deal on my recent property. You're not doing the renovations yourself. You're not an architect, but you manage renovations. You manage Airbnbs. I mean, to me, why I say you're the property maestro is you've been here for 15 years in this small Bay community and you just know everything. But what is it that you do?
15 years ago, I started to do this job, and I can say 15 years I'm enjoying helping foreign people come in Montenegro. It doesn't matter is it coast area or north area, middle of Montenegro, and we are giving them all support, all kind of the help they need. How I came to that idea to do that, when I started to do this job, I was thinking, goodness, this is something I can do all my life. I don't want to retire, so let's see what I can do. Then I was thinking, okay, what they need, for example, if I come some other foreign country, I don't know the language, I don't know the laws, I don't know the rules. I would need somebody to be my eyes, my mind, my brain. So it is exactly that what we are doing.
You're the first line of defense to foreigners who may come here and they like this. But because what I see so often is people go and they hire these American companies in South America in particular, and they just pay such a huge premium because the website's in English. They got Asia too. I mean, and if they only had someone who actually knew the language and was their advocate, that would be the secret to their success. And that's what you're doing, it sounds like.
Definitely, yes, because in Montenegro, I know that I'm living here all my life, and I'm proud on this country, definitely. We have something which nature gave us. I don't think it's very rare. We can find this kind of the nature anywhere. So with all respect to nature, I like people to love my country, and 100% of my clients, my people whom I met during these 15 years, were really happy with this. They were really stunned by the, not just the nature, by people, how they were accepted, how they lived here. They come first as a tourist, then definitely they come back. Sometimes they come with the cruise ships just for a quick turn through Kotor Old Town, and they just definitely come back next year. So a lot of difficulties we had in our job, but when we got good thing, it's really good reward. When the people are happy, it's really, really good reward. And I remember once when I was sitting with my husband and I got a call from the very nervous guest. They said, "Oh, we got the pipe burst." And I was thinking, "Oh goodness, what I will do, whom I will call, what I will do." And I said, "Whom I can call?" He said, "Whom you can call? You argue with everybody. You fight with every, you know.
You pissed everyone off.
You can't do anything." I said, "Yeah, true, but I was right all the time because it didn't work properly."
All right, so this is house number one. This is probably the most luxurious house, and we've got quite a spread if you look behind us here. This is an incredible view. We're a little bit outside of Tivat, probably a 15-minute drive on the way to the new big, perhaps overpriced project, the Kotor Bay, which is the big new project down here. But tell us what we have here, Anka.
Exactly. What we have here is a big villa, literally first line of the sea. Very nice villa, 850 square meters, with a lot of space in, which you will see now. And there is a lot of entertainment inside. There is a pool near the sea. There is 2,500 square meters property around the house.
So over 800 square meters of living space
Inside, with a terrace.
under roof.
Under roof.
Plus including the terraces. So almost 10,000 square feet. Yes. We've got more than half an acre lot.
Yes.
And when you say first line of the sea, so people understand, that means there's nothing in front of you ever.
There is nothing in front. There are mooring for the yachts, which belongs to the villa. There are a lot of spaces which just belong to the villa. We have some few villas around, but you will see.
First line is where you want to be. If you want the best of the best,
definitely.
First line.
That's why we call it luxury.
Here we go. So where is the kitchen? Ah. Interesting. All right.
As we can see here, we have a very interesting room. We call it cave room because when we were building this house, builders came to the very strong and big rock. They couldn't move. So they came to the idea to make a room to be as a spa center with a jacuzzi, with sauna or salty.
So several million euros buys you this property. Obviously, we need to finish some things. We need to clean the place a little bit. I think what might be coming to the mind of some folks is, at this price point, it seems like there's a bit more to do. Is that common here?
Mostly, yes, I can say that. But for the property like this, when we have clients for buying, definitely we prepare everything in detail because the price is not small.
If I'm paying this amount of money, I don't want anything to be a mess. But to me, this is a property where I'm going to live. As a rental, it seems to me where there's Porto Montenegro with the big yachts. You've got the airport. It's about a 15-minute drive. You're not so far away, but you are isolated. People may like that.
Still,
is there a rental market?
Definitely. My opinion is for both, even for living in or for rental market, because it's not far away. It's just 15 minutes driving from Tivat airport. Maybe if people own their own boats, they can 5 minutes to Porto Montenegro or Tivat. Very easy to tie your boat here for mooring. Very easy to come to the main road.
So what would this rent for? Let's say I want to have a bachelor party we talked about. What would I pay to rent this place for a night?
Per night, if it's seasonal.
How much per night?
From 2 to 3,000.
3,000 euros. So if I buy this place, I can collect 3,000 euros all season long or just occasion?
I can't say all season because it's not like small apartments, 1 or 2 bedroom apartments for the families where we can promise 120, 130 nights per season.
That's like the tip top is 120, 130 a season.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And this house can be half of that, but it is rentable because we don't have so many clients who can afford to pay, but it's isolated, it's very peaceful, it's very comfortable.
So you're going to get a lower rental yield here, but you're getting something where you have this piece of the sea on the first line that's very hard. And there's some areas where you can't find it. What really intrigues me here is that in California, if you had a house right here, you might pay $50,000, $100,000 a year in property tax. Here, you're saying it's very low.
Yearly property taxes here depends on the size of the property, depends on the area where the property is. I can say from 50 euros per year to 5,000, 6,000 per year.
So those little one-bedroom apartments, 50 euros, something like this, 3,000 or 4,000. One night's rental pays for your property tax, and
definitely.
That's why people like Montenegro.
And that's why we call it luxury.
We're in front of house number 2.
Yes, we are.
We are here on the east side of Kotor Bay. So now we're back in the action, close to everything. And you like this side of the bay. So Porto Montenegro Yacht Club, other side of the bay. This is the east side of the bay where you can see the cruise ship dock. Why do you like this side of the bay more?
First of all, because of the Kotor, the city, old city, which is there, protected by UNESCO, visited and known for many, many, many years. And first time when I came here, I was, I think, 15, I fell in love. And I just said, one day I will come to live here. So last 15 years, I'm doing this job. And if anyone from my clients or potential clients ask me, tell me something about the coast, about Montenegro, I always first start and finish with Kotor. That's why I'm in love.
This is the Kotor municipality, so the bay is kind of divided, Tivat and Kotor.
Kotor, yes.
And Perchan is very family friendly, so I think the house we're going to see, tell us about the house, very family friendly.
Excellent done villa, and we are very proud on that house. Old stone house, very nice, nicely done in the old fashion.
You helped renovate this.
We did.
You did the whole job.
Kotor old family is the owner, are the owners, and they did all in a old way.
So this is kind of a make me move price. What the price they're asking is like, if we get the price, we get it. We're right on the sea. First line again, beautiful view.
When talking to my clients, and when we talk about the prices, I always say, first, once you're there, you will know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. How big is the house?
House is around 300 square meters. It has pool, which is away from
important.
Yes, first line to the sea with a big garden, very nice area, spectacular view.
So let's go ahead and take a look at the house.
Let's go.
What's that smell?
Old money. You can see the house is excellent, done with the old stone, with smart house system, floor heating, floor cooling. There is a sauna and gym downstairs, which we will see later.
This house obviously more done than the previous house, ready to move in, whether to your taste or not. To me, this is perfect for a family who just wants that amazing location, amazing view. Who is the buyer here?
Mostly foreign people who want to invest, plus who want to come here for their own vacations, spending nice and calm vacations near the sea, near the pool.
One of the things that's interesting, and I have seen more hotels as I go around the bay. Parast has some, Porto Montenegro. the Splendid Hotel, which is allegedly the setting for in Casino Royale, the Bond movie, at least in theory. But there aren't, I mean, like when people come here to vacation, they're really staying in these kinds of properties because it's really a family destination.
Mostly family destination, especially this area of Kotor. Quiet, not so many nightclubs, not so many cafes, a lot of nice and calm restaurants.
That's in Budva, which every Serbian or Montenegrin I know is like, ah!
Yes, a lot of nightclubs and for the youth to enjoy, to have nightlife, concerts, all main happenings.
For those of us old people, we're here in the Bay.
20 kilometers from here.
Right. But this to me is just like, I have a family, I want the best of the best.
This is it.
This is it, yeah. All right, so here we are in house number 3. We've moved across the bay. So now what would you describe the, it's kind of like the mainland. So you've got, this is the bay.
Yes.
And now Old Town Kotor, 1 kilometer away. And now we're up on the long road to Paras, which is also UNESCO, to Croatia. This is the road you go.
This
Very
is
nice
the main
area.
road. We have main road and we have sea roads. We are currently at the seaside. Dobrota is very popular area because it's sunny all day, even in the winter, because we have high mountains which are hiding sun in some different area of the bay. But here in Dobrota, mostly sunny during the whole winter.
And so for reference, where we just were was across and up there.
Yes, for reference, for second house we saw is in Pročan area, which is opposite side of the sea.
This is a really nice drive. Dobrota actually means nice, good.
Very nice. Dobrota
Very nice.
is nice, yeah,
It's
good.
nice.
As it is.
This is an investment property. It's more of an investment property. Same first line of the sea. What's interesting is some of these properties are like in the sea, like they're on the sea. Others are behind the sea road, still first line.
We are calling first line because it's impossible to be hidden
Without
or build
building.
any, yes. And this part belongs, exclusively belongs to the house.
So you
for
get to
using.
use this for whatever you want.
Yes, and before in this house we had a small restaurant which was very successful, 2000. And it's very, it's spacious, it can be done, and the tables could be fitted here. It's very good for business.
So the house itself, how big?
It's around 280 square meters.
Okay, and so we're going to renovate this. What's it going to cost us to renovate?
Approximately 200,000 to 300,000.
Wow, that's
Yes.
a lot.
Yeah.
You're going to bring it to its former glory.
Yes.
And for the house part, I mean, what is the option here? This is more, as you said, of an investment. People love this area.
Yes, they love this area. Investment to be, for example, like a souvenir shop or a small restaurant on the side, with using the beach and the pond apart. Or first floor could be small studios or one-bedroom apartments done, and there is an attic.
And so
There is, 600 square meters behind the house of the plot.
So you've got a lot of land to even
A
build
lot of
more.
land, which is very rare here in this area. As you can see, it's very built. First lines are all already taken. Very easy to sell because not so many properties to offer this kind of the property.
Can you subdivide or can you build more?
It is possible to be built more behind the house, yes.
And so someone buys this. If I don't want to run a retail or restaurant establishment, I imagine I can find people who just want to rent this for the season and just collect the money and not have to deal with it.
Yes, yes, of course.
Let's take a look and let's see what we can make some money here.
Of course. Here is the entrance of the house. On the ground floor we can see all the restaurant. Mostly restaurants are small here in this area because it's very alive in the summer, in the spring, autumn, because we don't have so many rains like in winter. So mostly of the tables are outside and near the sea, on the pond. This area used to be like a small shop. It can be used for rent, to be as a souvenir shop. We're coming into garden and into the entrance of the house, which is back of the house. It is neglected, but I think we can see the borders of the plot, all high trees. It belongs to the house.
properties. What I'm interested in is, for a long time, Montenegro was Russian investors. They were coming, signs were in Russian. Who's coming now?
Different kinds of the investors, mostly from Malaysia, Turkey.
Malaysia?
Yes, we have recently started. They're very interesting for this area because we have a lot of unbuilt areas like Luštica. They're interesting for some. I had some inquiries for even building whole cities.
From Malaysians?
Yes, they're interesting for citizenship.
A lot of Turks, we'll come back to that. A lot of Turks are coming in now. Russians still, but not as much.
Not as much as they were.
Because of NATO.
Yes.
This country's now in NATO.
Included, yes. Since Montenegro approached to NATO, Russians started to.
And so it seems like, I mean, if you go to Budva, that's like Russian, much bigger Russian area. Here in the Bay, I've always thought this bay was a better place to invest because you're somewhat limited. In Budva, for example, you have wide open building potential, and they're building a lot. Am I mistaken on that?
No, definitely. You're absolutely right.
The interesting thing is that your country has always had the euro, which to me, there's some currency stability, but it does make things more expensive. What's happened in the last 10 years?
Well, last 10 years, 2006, 2007 year was like, I can say, boom with the prices, with everything, because we had a lot of investors who came and there were not a lot of opportunities to buy something good. So people were coming and buying really high prices, old stone houses, plots, building plots. Then 2009, 2010.
Like everywhere.
Worldwide, yes. Recession happened. It was a little bit quiet, but I can't say totally quiet because a lot of people were coming then and buying, investing, not as much as 2006, but the prices stopped growing. Since 2012, 13, most popular are villas with the pools, building apartments. People were buying plots, building 10, 15 apartments in a site, in complex, and then reselling the apartments.
I remember I bought my first place here, was it 3 or 4 years ago now? And I've seen, with a wee bit of renovation that you did, I mean, it's really seems to have crept up in value because that being kind of a starter property, you can't get anything for a very low price anymore. I mean, what's the lowest price in the Bay these days?
Lowest price in a bay for a good property with good opportunities for rental or for living in is around 2,000 euros per square meter.
2,000 euros per square meter, and so you're probably looking at least 30. I mean, there are some pretty small properties in Montenegro, but you probably want at least 40, 45 meters.
Definitely, yes, 40, 45 livable, so it can be
$100,000 basically.
Euros, yes.
But so 90,000 euros,
yes,
$100,000, that kind of thing, yeah. And so, obviously, what intrigues me is so many people in places in the world say, property prices never go down, you buy, you'll always win. They're like, nobody assumes any risk. What do you think happens in the next 10 years?
Definitely, property value will go up. I'm positive because a lot of movements around Europe we have recently with all what's happening around the world. I think the prices will go up. I can say from 2006 to 2015, prices went down a little. They were
From
more
2006 to 15,
yes.
Prices, because 2006 was so insane.
Yes.
And you told me that 15 years ago, so 03, 04, I mean, you said the inventory just wasn't as good. Like you look at countries, we talk about Georgia, a lot of opportunity. There's still some areas that are a little rough around the edges there. And people say, hey, you should have been here 10 years ago, and we're moving in the right direction. You're saying you were the same place 15 years ago.
Like Georgia now, you said, yeah.
Maybe.
We made some comparisons. It is true, because 15 years ago, there were not a lot of opportunities even to buy. People will never think that this is going to happen. So many investments, so many improvements. I can say even Montenegro with a lot of investments is really going fast forward.
Is the tax policy, and I always think about things from a tax perspective, is the low tax policy here part of what interests people? I know for me it is.
Since I met you,
Yeah.
I was paying attention on that. In even my business too, I think mostly tax is what makes people decide to invest in Montenegro.
Because you go, I mean, so for example, there's a residence, golden visa program in Greece. You buy property, you get European residence. What scares, I think, a lot of people about investing in Greece is the Byzantine tax system. I mean, it's so complex to own property, pay tax. There's so many taxes to pay. Here, it's very low.
Very low, and very easy to deal with it. There is obligation of once in a year you're getting invoice, possibility twice in a year to pay the tax invoice, all clear. No hidden formulas. It's very not high.
I know you've just done that for me, and you just say, here, it's paid.
Yeah.
So what is it? I buy a house. It's 3% transfer tax.
For example, let's say when you buy the house, first you're paying 3% of buying.
So €1 million house is 30,000 euros.
30,000 euros.
And
you're done.
You're done.
You're done. But there is obligation yearly property tax to pay, which is maybe for the house, if you are paying house 1 million, that house would worth maybe 4,000 per year of tax. I have a few clients who has property around in Kotor Bay, and they decided to buy the property in Porto, Montenegro, and they buy it for themselves. They don't rent it out.
It's not a rental facility.
No, they don't, or they don't want to do it. But I didn't find.
Because one thing, whenever I'm working with people or people contact us, the thing that they always do, they always go to these websites that are in English, and sometimes there's some good inventory, but they're always attracted to new buildings. I'm never really attracted to new buildings because I feel like there's a premium. Plus, here in Montenegro, the extra tax when you buy new is
21%.
VAT.
Yes, VAT 21%, but mostly is included for the seller.
Right, but it's still baked in there.
It is baked somehow.
Yeah.
That's why it is around 2,000-3,000 per square meters, and once payable, VAT only, and the seller, it's obligation for the seller to pay it.
The advantage to that, to me, is that there is a new citizenship program. I know we've kind of had discussions about this, this official citizenship by investment program that's come out, and we don't know what those properties are going to be as we're sitting here. I guess perhaps Porto Novi, those properties are going to be the kind of expensive properties that have less investment potential.
For the citizenship, and it's included for the family. So
Right.
not just one person, the whole family is getting the citizenship. Prices are a little higher.
They're going to be
I
higher.
can say, yeah, well, overpriced. They are overpriced, but
I always, here's what I always tell people. If you want a citizenship, invest for investment's sake and get citizenship for citizenship's sake. Now, if you can put the two together, sometimes we do that, that's fine. That's generally not going to happen with a formal program like in Montenegro, because the real estate they're going to force you to buy, people think, oh, I'm getting a great deal because I'm getting to buy the property rather than donate money, even though there is a donation here for the citizenship too. It's a €100,000 donation plus the real estate. Not really a great deal, unless you're someone like me and you just want the lifelong ability to always live here. But any property, you get a residence permit.
not any resident permits. Yes, sorry, with any property which is more than
12 meters.
Yeah.
I think there are a few that are 12 square meters we've seen, but what's your number one piece of advice in closing for someone who wants to invest in Montenegro? You've been here 15 years, and by the way, here's what just before I let you answer the question, what I love about you, and like you talk about these numbers and you talk about your ideas, is sometimes when I first met you, like I like to be very precise, and I talk to you, I'm like, this doesn't sound very precise. It seems very fluid. And whatever you say, it always comes true. You'll say, like, I think this will happen, or this will sell for this price, or this. And I'm like, it sounds like she's just kind of like making it up. And then it's like, it's exactly what you say. So I want to know kind of what's your advice for someone who's new to Montenegro? What do you suggest they do?
Somebody who is new from Montenegro, my really good advice would be invest Tivat, Kotor. Tivat, especially because of Porto Montenegro, and all other part of the world heard about Montenegro since we have Porto Montenegro, and wealthy people started to come to Montenegro, and I am reading a lot and I'm listening a lot that we had beautiful nature. We have something that
Really stunning.
Nature gave us something really stunning.
Right.
And my opinion is people to decide what they want. Do they want to come here to live, to stay here, or just as an investment to return?
One of the things that really, I think, confuses people or gets people tripped up when I'm working with someone is they try and have it all. They want the amazing investment that they're also going to live in. And I can tell you from personal experience, when I'm buying something to live in, I'm going to spend a bit more money that I might not get back because it's just worth it for my productivity and business and whatever else. You have to have a direction.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, when you want to be comfortable, you want to be luxury, you want to be spending money because you are earning the money. Of course, you want all the comfort you can have. For the business, of course, you will calculate all in detail. So it should be divided.
And the thing that you mentioned also that's just is very interesting is why are these wealthy people coming to Montenegro? Very low income tax, more simplified tax code, as you mentioned, than a lot of other countries. But even for all the yachts that are out here, I mean, some of the biggest yachts, I mean, these are great yachts. And super low tax, if not maybe even no tax on fuel.
Yes, no tax.
So why are all these yachts coming here, right? I mean, we always say, go where you're treated best.
Of course.
The yachts are going where they're treated best. The people with the yachts are going where they're treated best. And I imagine the people with these magnificent super yachts are probably some of the people who are paying €1 million for an apartment there.
Yes.
And they just step right off the yacht. And so they're going where they're treated best. And so, Anka, thank you for showing us around. I hope to do this again.
You're very welcome. Thank
Always
you again.
pleasure.
And I hope we'll do it again, of course.
Let's do it. Hi, I'm Andrew Henderson from Nomad Capitalist. I wrote this book, which you can find on Amazon, to distill a lot of the stuff we talk about in these videos and a lot of the stuff I've learned over the last decade plus, traveling all around the world, teaching you about how to legally reduce your taxes, build your personal freedom, and create wealth faster. Definitely get a copy of this book if you want to learn more. Now, if you want to watch more videos, make sure you subscribe to our channel and make sure you click the notifications bell so you never miss one of our new videos with more tips on how to go where you're treated best. And if you're already a 6- or 7-figure entrepreneur and you'd like to put these strategies in place for yourself, go to nomadcapitalist.com and learn about how I can help you.